It's Jamie. Welcome back. So today's video is a DIY of a bee-themed sort of pictures that I'm going to be doing for my front porch. Now my front porch, I'm going to be decorating it in the bee theme, and I'm going to have lots of bees and yellow flowers and things like that. So I have been on the look out for some pictures that was kind of like what I was going for as for my theme. And I couldn't really find anything, so I just decided I was going to make my own. So all the materials that I am using is from the Dollar Tree, with the exception of the paint. And the paint I did get from Walmart. But make sure that you check the description box down below, and I will have a materials list of everything that I used. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and show you guys. And you'll have to excuse my nails. I've been doing lots of DIYs and I've gotten paint on them, and when my thumbnail popped off. So I can't be bothered to put it back on right now. So I'm going to be using these two pictures that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. And I don't know. I really liked the way that they were shaped because they aren't your typical 8x10 picture frame. They are kind of longer and a little more narrow, which I liked. So I will be using two of those. I'm also going to be using some of these wall decals. These are the Main Street Wall Creation Jumbo stickers, and I did get these from the Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using this Waverly chalk paint in the color white, and I did get this from Walmart. And then I'm also going to be using some of this Apple Barrel multi-surface paint, and this is in the color black, and I did get this from Walmart also. So the first thing that we're going to do is I am going to just take the wrapping off of the pictures. So there's that one. Okay, so now that we have these all unwrapped, I'm going to flip them over, and I'm just going to be taking the back side, this picture, out. Now that does have these little tabs on the back that you pry up. And then you just pop out the inside. So I'm going to be laying this to the side for now. I'm going to go ahead and pop out this other one. Okay, I'm going to lay that to the side for now because I will be using those. So now I'm just going to paint my picture frames, and I'm going to be painting them in this black color. So I am going to pause the video, and I'm going to be painting these, and then I will come back as soon as I'm done. Okay, so now while the frames are drying, I'm going to move on to the pictures that were inside of them. So normally I would probably not even worry about this side and just flip it over and paint this side, but it does have this hanger on the back, which I may end up using, so I just want to leave that there. So I'm going to go ahead and paint over this design right here. So to do that, I'm going to be using some of the Waverly chalk paint in white. And I'm pretty sure it's probably going to take several coats just to cover up the wording on here. And I'm not even 100% sure if it's going to work. I may end up having to go in with a different kind of white paint instead of the chalk paint. But we're going to see. We're going to see. So to do this, all I'm going to do is take off these little foam roses. I don't need those. So I'm going to take those off. And you will see you'll get some of this leftover on there. So to get that off, it's going to take a little bit of elbow grease. But you will have to probably scrape this off. And if it takes the paper off, that's perfectly fine because we're painting over this anyway. And then I'm going to be putting those those stickers on here, so it'll probably cover up a lot of that. So I'm not too worried about it, and I am going to go ahead and just peel I may be able to peel some of this paper off of here because I know when we go to paint this, the paint, where you see where the paper has come up, it will show through the paint. But I'm going to be putting those stickers on here, so it may just cover it up anyway. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like it is. And I am noticing this has a lot of texture or something to it. So anyway, so there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to, let me shake up my paint here. And I won't film this whole process of me painting this because that can get boring. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just load up on my paintbrush here, which is actually a makeup brush. Okay, yeah, I can tell that this is probably going to take several coats. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these two pictures. And when I come back, I will let you guys know how many coats that I used and if I had to go back in with a different kind of white paint. So let me go ahead and get these painted up and then I will come right back. So now that these are pretty much dry, this is what they look like. Now they're not perfect, and that's fine with me. But I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it or not in the camera, but it does have a little bit of bubbling, which is from that paper design that was on the front of that. But anyway, it's not a big deal, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking this wall decal, and I am just going to be placing it on each of these boards here. And I know that my boards are not the length of this, which is perfectly fine because I won't be using the whole entire sticker. I'm just going to be using part of it. So I'm just wanting to focus on the flower portion of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here. If I can get it off without ripping it, that'd be great. Okay. This is acting like it wants to come off in two halves or something, because unless they accidentally cut it when they opened it or something. I don't know. Is it supposed to be like that? Anyway, see if I can get this off of here without ripping it, because it is got some really good adhesive on the back there. It's really sticky. Oops, I ripped the bottom, but that's okay because I won't be using that bottom half anyway. So, okay, so now all I'm going to do is just kind of place this on my little board here where I want it, and see where it's like split in half. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if I just got a bad one. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of center this where I think I want it to go. And I think that's going to be good right there. So it does go just down to the end of the board here, and I'm going to cut that part off. Man, that's really sticky. Okay, so I'm just gonna press that on there. And this does have that that cut down the center of it, but it's not too noticeable, so I'm not too worried about it. So anyway, there's that. I think that looks really pretty. So there's that one. And this does have these little bees on here, so I am going to be using those also. Okay, so there is how this one looks. So now I'm going to just flip this over and do the same thing for the next one. I can tell you right now, this stuff is really, really sticky, so it is a little bit tricky getting it off without ripping it. Now I've got it to where it's stuck. Okay. Here we go. I did it, except I think there is some, it looks like, I don't know if you guys can look, but see right here on the back. Oh, you know what I done? I guess one of the bee stickers came off underneath it. Let's try and pull that off without ruining it. I may have to be down a bee. That's okay. Did you guys see that? Did you see what I just done? Huh. It pulled off my bee, and then his little wing came off too. Oh, that's a bummer. But that's okay. I'll try and get that off, but I guess I'll just leave it on there. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now I'm just going to center this where I want it. And I think right there is going to do good. Got it right there, and then I want to cut off the end. That does have a little bit of a little tip of the leaf there. Cut that off, but I think that looks really good. So I'm just going to press that on. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab this little bee sticker here. And where do I want to put it? I think I'm going to put it like right there. So there's that one. Now my other one is the one that got stuck. So he's kind of without a wing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm gonna go ahead and put him on there anyway. So I'm just gonna put him up here in the corner. Okay, yay! So that is what these look like. Now, if you want to, you can put a layer of Mod Podge over the top. I probably will do that just because I'm going to have this outside. And also because the picture frames, they don't have glass to cover it. So there won't be any kind of protection with glass. So I will probably go ahead and just do a layer of Mod Podge over the top of this. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my Mod Podge, let it dry, and then I will come back. Okay, so now these are all dry, and I think they turned out really, really pretty. So I am happy with how it looks right now. So now I'm just going to add them back to the frame. Now this is what the frames look like after I painted them, and let me just say, the paint does not want to stick very well, and I did not sand the frames down before I painted them. So if you're going to do this, I would recommend sanding the frames down first before you paint them, like scuffing them up a little bit so that the paint can adhere a little better. Because it did take me, I don't know, 3 coats at least of the black, and as you can see, there's still little bits of the frame that kind of comes through every once in a while, a little speckle here and there. So I just got tired actually of painting them. So and it's not a big deal to me, but I just thought I would tell you guys. So if you do decide to paint your frames, make sure you do kind of scuff them up a little bit with some sandpaper before you go to paint them. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and turn my frame over and then turn my picture over. Let's see here. I can get it in there. Okay, there we go. So there is that one. And then I'll do the other one. There we go. Those are so pretty, guys. Look how pretty those are. I just love them. They're so pretty. Okay. Well, there they are, guys. They're so pretty. I'm so happy with how they turned out. I think these are going to look really pretty on my front porch. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I hope that you all are having a wonderful day. I wanted to thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!